What's up, gamers? And today we're going to be talking about the 5 best free-to-play characters to build in Honkai Star Rail. Yes, the game does give you a pretty good amount of free-to-play characters in my opinion, and they're not that bad, honestly. So we're going to be going over the 5 best free-to-play characters today, and then I'll be showing you just a general and brief build for them, or the basic build that you want for them. If you want to see like the full builds, we already have some build guides for these characters on my channel. I'll put them as a link in the description below if you actually want to see those guides, and some that I plan on making build guides for in the next coming weeks. Now, hopping into the 5th best free-to-play character to build, that being Natasha. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Natasha is here just by purely necessity, right? If you're just starting the game out, this is the only free-to-play healer you have access to, and you are going to need this for late game content, especially if you didn't pull like a Japard or a Bailu or a Locha, and you don't have anyone else to heal. This is going to be your person. You have to build this character to beat all the content in the game, because you don't have other healing characters or other sustained characters other than, I guess, March 7th or Fire MC. But still, you do need a healer or sustainer in the game, and this will be your option. Now, this, if you're watching this in the future, will obviously change if there's another free-to-play healer like added to the game. But as of right now, this is the only free-to-play healer that we have in the game right now, Natasha. Natasha's main thing, or I guess the biggest thing that she does, guys, is she has a bonus effect where she can remove 1 debuff from a target ally, so she does have a cleanse. Right now in the game, this is very, very important. Lynx is coming to the game soon. She's not free-to-play, not that we know right now that she's coming free to play or anything. So this right here is going to be really big. First of all, removing a debuff from an ally, it can help out in a multitude of situations. And then on top of that, of course, she heals all of your allies. But that's just the general breakdown, right? Her main thing is healing and keeping your team alive. Just as a basic build, guys, as far as the light cone, you can really use whatever you have, right? You could use quid pro quo. I mean, it's not the best in slot in my opinion. If you have post-op conversation, you can definitely use that. I think her best in slot would be perfect timing though. This right here is the one with Locha on the front. What it's going to be doing is increasing the effect resistance by 20% and then increase the outgoing healing by a lot, which honestly is where she struggles at the most, is actually doing outgoing healing, right? So, I mean, overall, right, I think this is going to be the best in slot light cone. You could also opt for the cornucopia as well. I think this could potentially be better than quid pro quo. Quid pro quo does give 8 extra energy, but I think the outgoing healing boost that this 3-star light cone provides could be really good for her. Like I said, for her big problem is a big heal, so potentially this 3-star light cone could work for her. As far as the set you would want to run on her would be a 2-piece hacker space and 2B passerby with a 2-piece fleet of the ageless. This is going to be your most common set just to get as much healing out as possible. You're getting the extra 10% outgoing healing boost and some extra speed as well. If you think you're getting enough healing from her, you could switch this over to a 4-piece hacker space. But yeah, that's really about it for Natasha. Now, I do have a video on the channel already for a build guide for Natasha. If you haven't already, you can go check that out and see my full in-depth breakdown of Natasha's build. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into our second best now, guys, which is going to be Serval. And the reason why Serval's on here is because she does nice lightning AoE damage. She provides, like, honestly, a really good amount of damage, being a free-to-play unit to a lot of different enemies. And on top of this, she's really easy to build as a free-to-play character. This will also help you cover that electro typing as well if you don't have, like, a Jing Yuan or a Kafka, or really that extra electrical type. I think she is a really clutch character here. That's really the reason why she's on here, right? It's a basic breakdown of what her kit does. Her ultimate attacks all enemy. It has a really low energy cost. Her talent will actually shock the enemies, which is a shock debuff on the enemy, which that means they're taking dot damage over time for this. And yeah, she's just honestly not bad at all to have on your account if you don't have another lightning DPS on your account. Just as a basic build for her though, as a free-to-play option, you could use passkey here. I actually have changed my ways. Passkey is not bad. Passkey will allow you to use 2 skills and get your ultimate back up immediately. This is just really strong and really OP, especially if you're spamming ults with her, right? I think this is really good and a really fun way to play with her. Obviously, if you want another free-to-play option, you can use the seriousness of breakfast. This is also another really, really good free-to-play option for her. Obviously, you can get this for free in the shop for the Memory of Chaos and stuff like that. It gives you a flat damage increase. At a max level, it gives you a 24% increase, and also it increases that attack as well, which will increase her dot damage. Just as a basic set you could run on her, guys, would be the 4-piece Sizzling with a 2-piece space sealing station. That's honestly the best you can do for her. I mean, you don't really need anything else. This will provide you plenty of support to do what you need to do with her. Really good set to run. You'll be okay with this. You can also run a break effect, but we do have a build guide with her on the channel as well. If you want to go check that out, feel free to check that out. Now let's talk about the newest free-to-play character added to the game, which I think is really, really good for a lot of your accounts and can really help you out. Miss Shushong. The reason I bring Miss Shushong on this list is because she is a physical DPS, and sure, you have physical MC to take care of those physical needs, but honestly, Miss Shushong does a lot. She summons a fat cock to do her bidding, and she destroys everyone, and she has a hard time reading, but that's okay. Yeah, so let's just go over briefly what she does here. She's a break menace. Basically, her skill is going to attack the enemy multiple times and do a slashing damage to them. It also helps when weakness breaking the enemy as well. If you weakness break the enemy with this skill, it will automatically enter in the sword stance mode, which does increase her damage and the amount of damage she's going to be doing. Her ultimate is going to be summoning her fat cock out, and when she also brings her big old thing out, she'll also be able to have her turn immediately after. Basically, it increases your action order so she can go immediately after taking doing her ultimate, right? And then finally, what her talent does is if the weakness is broken by the enemy, she'll be having increased speed. This also can help with break effect and everything like that as well. She's a break master. As far as the light cones you could run for, guys, the best free-to-play light cone for, I would probably say, is Cruising the Stellar Sea. It's a free 5-star hunt light cone. I mean, this is a great free-to-play option for just about every hunt character in the game, right? I guess you could technically run River Flows in the Spring, but I just find the Cruising in the Stellar Sea to be a bit better. Now, if you have it, Swordplay would be the best for her because, I mean, this is her best in-slot light cone. But yeah, I mean, overall, for what we have right now, this is the best 2 light cones to run from her. Just as a basic build for her, you can use a 4-piece of the Champion of the Streetwise Boxing. You can actually get this completely for free by doing Bellabog or going through Bellabog in the shop. You can get a free 4-piece set for her there. So this could really help you out in that aspect as far as getting that set right. Another set you could run would be a full break effect set. I have done a build guide on her before, but I am redoing it because I don't feel like it's up to par with what we have in the game for her now. So be on the lookout for that video. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we will be having a build guide for a better Shushong in the near future. Now, as far as, like I said, the planner set, you could probably just run a 2-piece Runelet, or you could run a 2-piece Ceiling. I mean, Ceiling is probably the most free-to-play early game viable set you could run. But now hopping off of Shushong into our gacha goddess, QQ. We love QQ because she plays gacha and does gacha, and, you know, sometimes she wins, sometimes she loses. She's honestly just like us, guys, so I think you should build her for that reason too. But she's also a quantum character, which makes her really, really nice to have because, you know, as far as quantum characters go, I guess we have more now, right? We have Lynx coming to the game, which will be a quantum healer. But as far as DPS goes, the only other DPS quantum character that we have is going to be Xela or Silverwolf, right? Like, those are the only 2 other options you have. So, I mean, building QQ is not a bad option at all. And if you can get some extra Eidolons for her, she becomes even better. Especially like E4 and E6, she becomes really super good. And honestly, maybe a little bit better than Xela in some circumstances. Anyways, guys, as far as what her ability goes, is her skill literally just draws tiles. You basically keep using the skill until you get a full board of tiles. Once you get this full board of tiles, she'll be doing like an AoE attack on enemies. And on top of this, she's going to be increasing her damage for every time she draws a tile with this skill. So really good there, right? Big damage number. Her ultimate will be attacking all enemies, and she immediately gets all 4 jade tiles, which means she has a full match of tiles whenever she does an attack next. This is really nice to pair with the skill, especially say you go through the skill, right, and you draw 5 tiles, but then you don't have any tiles. Like, you don't get the AoE attack, the special enhanced basic attack. Then you use the ultimate here, and then you get the tiles after you use the ultimate. So really, really good in that aspect there. And then her talent as well is going to basically be drawing random tiles for her every single turn, and this is what basically gives you the enhanced basic attack. As far as building her, I would say best free-to-play option, this series is a breakfast. This is just going to be the best free-to-play option to run on her. So you have, you know, your past key on Serval, and then you have your series as a breakfast here. Really easy to get. Yeah, so this is what I would recommend running here on her. And as far as what you would want to run for relics, just run the 4-piece quantum set, the Genius of the Brilliant Stars. It's going to be giving you increased quantum damage and increased damage to enemies that are weak but to quantum. And then for the 2-piece planner set, just run the Runelet here because this increases your basic attack and skill damage by 20%, and her damage, basically all of her damage comes from her basic attack, so this would be the set to run here. So yeah, absolutely insane. QQ does massive damage. We absolutely love our Gacha Goddess, and make sure you're building her correctly because she'll love you too if you do that. And I'm sure you want to know what the best free-to-play character to build in the game is, and I've already given hints throughout this video, mainly at the beginning of the video, on who this character will be. But guys, just as a quick plug, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've made it to this point in the video, because you might be liking the video if you get here. Anyways, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Only 5% of you are. I have a lot of guides coming out and a lot more videos coming out on Honkai Star Rail, so I would really appreciate it. Now let's talk about the Giga Chat herself, Asta, the best free-to-play character in the game. Yo guys, Asta is honestly insane. She can fit into almost any team there is. She is absolutely cracked. She is really easy to build. Honestly, she's a little bit easier than Zerval to build. And she just provides so much utility. Her ultimate gives you speed, guys. Come on, like a huge speed buff to your team. Her skill attacks multiple times on multiple enemies, right? If there's one enemy with a fire weakness, she absolutely shreds shields. Anyone weak to fire, beware of our Queen Asta. And then finally, her talent is going to be giving you an attack buff to the whole team, depending on how many charges you get from using her skill or basic attack. Basically, whenever you use the skill, if you attack a bunch of enemies, you get stacks. If you're attacking enemies that are weak to fire, you get more of these stacks, which give her an absolutely huge buff. Right now, for me, at max stacks, I'm getting over 50% attack buff, and this will only go up considering this is only level 6 right now. Now, she is really cracked. I think you could tell from this alone, right? She gives speed to the whole team. She gives attack to the whole team, and she shreds enemy shields. She is insane sicko mode. And you might say, whoa, how is she so easy to build? Don't worry, guys. You just use Meshing Cogs, another 3-star light cone. This will charge her ultimate super fast, so you're giving more speed to the team more often. Absolutely insane. Meshing Cogs, super good. Another option you could run is, honestly, the free-to-play option is not that good, which is Past and Future. Don't really like it. Don't really recommend it on her. But if you have it, you could also run Dance on her as well. That is another option to run. Now, hopping into her relics, guys, you just run a 4-piece hacker space here. This will basically increase her speed more and increase the speed of your whole team. Very pog, very cool. This is absolutely insane, like, as far as, like, what it can do for the team. It just makes your team go super uber fast, right? Because you're already giving, like, the 40-50 speed from her ultimate, and then on top of this, you're giving them an extra 12% speed when you use that ultimate, so very good, and it comes in clutch in a lot of situations. This is also flexible as well. You don't have to run this set here. If she's dying a lot, you could run a 2-piece of the hacker space and a 2-piece of this Longevious Disciple to give some more max HP out, or you could even run 2-piece of the Musketeer as well, or 4-piece of the Musketeer, because it gives her speed. Like, there is so many ways you could run your Asta, right? And it's just, she's really malleable. Whatever you kind of put on her kind of works. As far as the planar set goes, I mean, I don't really think that Space Ceiling is the best for her. I'm just using it because of the energy regen, because you do want energy regen on her to be, you know, proccing that ult off as much as possible. But I would recommend would probably be just a 2-piece Fleet of the Ageless, which you can get from World 3 while you're farming your space station for your DPSs. But yeah, Fleet of the Ageless here can help out a lot, plus it gives more attack to the team. Now, if you're not privy to this and you want something that does a little bit more, you could probably run Broken Keel. I just can't find any good Broken Keel pieces for my Asta right now. But yeah, Broken Keel does come in clutch. It increases effect resistance and then also increases crit damage of all allies by 10%, which is really nice. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the best 5 free-to-play characters to build. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like I said, I'll leave build guide links to all of the characters that I have, like, good build guides for in the description below. And I also posted a build guide on Asta a couple days ago, so if you want to check that out, please do. Anyways, she's looking through her telescope. She's looking at you for who the fuck asked. And yeah, no one asked, so we're going to end the video now. Bye, everyone. Subscribe.